The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour on this Thursday, the 7th of August. We're looking at the Dow up 95 at 44,287. A lot of crosswinds. Market was kind of weak yesterday, and then Trump came out, spoke about the tariffs for the semiconductors, but it looks like if you promise to build here in the United States, you'll be tariff-free. There's a lot going on. And the market is trying to digest all that news. As I see it, and this is going to be what part of my webinar is about on Tuesday, let's just get to that right there. This coming Tuesday, the reason is when you get a signal that suggests that there's going to be a turn in the market, it's no use just getting that signal. You've got to get what I call the dark news. You've got to get an overlay of information that's coming out that the market perceives as negative, whereas maybe on Wednesday the same news is positive, on Thursday it's negative. But that's not good enough. It can't be a one-off. It has to be a situation where you're looking at the media starting to pick up the theme, and within days, everywhere you go, just even your local newspaper has it as a headline, if there are local newspapers, has it as a headline of whatever it is. And if that's the case, then you get a sustained move to the upside. So I think that all the fluff and the noise over the last couple of days just obfuscated the fact that on a purely technical basis, as I said to subscribers, we've got some kind of a signal that is suggesting that there could be a very choppy with lower highs and lower lows phase in August as yet, until we get the aperture between the 9-period moving average. And I'll talk about this in my webinar coming up for subscribers, and you can be in this webinar on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. I've been looking at particular stocks, particular sectors, what we want in August to be able to buy, what should work, what might not work, etc. And most importantly, I'm going to be talking about the patterns. And what are the patterns that we're always looking for? And you'll see them right here. Look, the most important when you're in a down phase, if this starts to become a down phase, and it has to have bad news. In other words, it has to have, let me just go through this chart right here. It has to have I call this Chapman Wave Dark News Index using the Dow Daily, and these internal highs and residual highs that we identified correctly, and we were short. We're still short the Dow. The S&P, we could have been short if I held my original stop, but I just didn't want to take it. It's so whippy, I just decided we'd have a very tight stop. In fact, you either made a little bit or you lost a little bit, but we're out of that S&P short, although it was right at the exact high of the Dow on the 31st. But that's not an issue. The issue right now is that this pink 9-period moving average, that's the Dow. You don't see that yet in the S&P because of these big pops to the upside. Look, the Dow is now at the low of the day. It's up 49 at 44,243. Weekly charts go to peak E. So the patterns that we're looking for, when you're in a down mode, when you're in up mode, you look for this reverse Y or a V-shaped pattern where it takes out a left side high, it pulls back, and then it takes it out, keeps going higher. On the downside, you should look for a sharp move down. You've got your sharp move down from 45,000 to 43,300s. Then you look for a pop to the upside. At a peak A or a peak B, you start to see, and it's usually within 4 or 5 bars, you start to see a rollover, and then it takes out the left side low. So this is the pattern. I'll be talking about these patterns. It's so once you can, for subscribers to the opening call, they just know. My subscribers know that this is the pattern. This is the pattern. It's just 3 core patterns: straight up, straight down, 1. Cup formation, 2. Arch formation, 3. Or it could be V's, but it's going from 1 point up and then back to that point, or 1 point down and then back to that point. So within that context, the Dow is now down 3. after being up well over 200. The S&P's up 20 after being up very sharply. And I'm going to see what's going to go on. So within that context, it's a pity that we would not have been stopped out with my original stop on the S&P, but it's so easy to take a 0.6 or a 1% loss on a 3 times short or long position. You can easily make that up. But when you start to see 3% and then a 5%, it really adds up. I try to make it as tight as possible because we can always get back in. I even canceled the S&P, the SMH's short position that we wanted because it's just too whippy. I'd rather, look, here's the SMH, semiconductors. And it gapped up today all the way to 294.71. The all-time high is 297.38. That was made around the 30th of July. And now we're at the lower end of this. So I could still send it out. I might even do that during my show, maybe to send out something on the short side. But you've got to be prepared that this is any news at any point can spike the market up or pull it back. But the pullbacks have been mostly one-day pullbacks. We're going to see if this is going to take out the left side. So let me just run this again. The Dow right now is down 15. It was up very sharply to 498. Now it's 498. Now it's 175. It's over 300 points lower. Okay, so our short position is doing well. Now what we're looking at is the S&P. For those of you who did keep the short position correct, just keep it there and keep the stop, that original stop that I'd spoken about. But in the meantime, you should technically have been out of this. But if you are holding it because you agree with me that there's some kind of consolidation taking place, just make it a very tight stop. So 63.65 up 20. It went all the way to 63.89, 20-something points higher. Still, it's a gap up. It's still doing well above the gap. So there's going to be something to watch. And it's still only a gray A. Gray because it's under the previous high. QQQ, NDX 100, up 4.36 at 571.71. Still very good action. Almost went to the 574.63 all-time high of, I think it was the 30th or 31st. And today's high is 573.32. Hey, not bad. 2 points off the all-time high. So nothing there is so far very negative. IWM, the IWM is trading up 16 cents, way off the high that was made at 222.84 at the open. And now we're only up 16 cents. It's at 220.72. And it is a peak D in the weekly chart. So the down, the IWM are the weaker links in terms of the key indices. I do want to go to the SMHs to see where they are right now. At the lower end of the range, up 5.19. Let's call it 6 at 292.50. I'm going to be watching this because if by the end of the day it takes that 290 support, that is going to be important. We'll see if that happens. I'm just saying. All right, I want to go to the XLK. That is the S&P tech sector. Well, they had a really nice went to a peak F on the 31st at 265.58 and slumped down to the 255s. And now it's at 265.31, still holding very well. All right, Basil, Chapman, Tiger Conditions. Now look at gold. Gold is up 18 at 33.45. I'm going to come back because we need to look at gold and silver. They've had a spectacular move. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Ignitions Hour. Dow's down 17, S&P's up 20. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
So, folks, let me just do this. I said, look at this. Here's the GDX. So the GDX is trading up 40 cents at 57.78. It's at the lower end of the range, having gapped up. It hit 58.48. I mean, this is spectacular action. Remember, I drew this in and I said, this is a technique. This is what I'm going to show you on Tuesday, how you can use these. Very easy trend. Everybody has trend lines. Not every toolbox has a cup formation where you can use an ellipse, a semicircle, and you can actually make this in one semicircle. I make it in two with this is the left side is part of the semicircle, and it is. I'm just looking at something here. Yeah. So this is the cup formation on the left, and on the right is the right side. It's like a rowboat, and you've got yourself a left side ellipse, and then you got that on the right. So that's fabulous, a fabulous technique. You can do it with a V-shaped pattern. You don't have to have all these tools. But look what I did. I drew in the Chapman Wave Inside Track repellent zone. It went right to the weekly resistance line, right there. The resistance is at 58, approximately 58.80, and today's high is 58.49. And look, we've got a leg E. This could fail, but the stochastics at 92%. This is great. The MACD is good. Look, leg E, and I've got this in the weekly chart. I said I thought I was a little too optimistic that by next month we could get to 66.98. That's the high of 2011. I put September, but I don't think it was. I think it was July. Yeah, it was. It was September of 2020. 11, and it looks a little aggressive to me, but wow, if it does that, that's going to be saying something about something, because the geopolitical conflict that you usually get with the gold moving higher, I don't see the financial, I don't see it. This is gold independently moving up, and look at silver. So our physical gold that we have still doing fabulously. It tracks gold, and gold is trading very nicely. It's got a resistance level right there at another inside track. That's at 34.84. Need to go above that to really break out. The weekly is just in a sideways rectangle formation, stuck in that rectangle formation. I have webinars on the rectangle formation. This is the rule of thumb right here. If I can just find it, rule of thumb, right there. So this is, you got two kinds of rectangles. It started off as just a large rectangle, but now it's just a very narrow, long rectangle going sideways between trading range of 3,500 resistance and let's call it 3,300 support. So it's just stuck there. But wait a minute, look at this. Here is silver. Silver made a high just about, I think it was around the 23rd. It goes to continuous contract 39.91. Then it takes quite a bit of it, about a 10% correction down to the 36 level, and now it's come back nicely. So we have a particular stock. We have Core Mining. We've had it since the 7th. Here it is at 11.22. I did not expect this kind of breakout to the upside. Even yesterday when I looked at it last night, I said, this is very good. Look, the MACD is strong. It's just turned up, really. The stochastics at 78%. The 9-period moving average just turned positive. Surely it can go maybe touch 10.25. Wow. Today it went to 11.30. So once a particular sector has caught the fancy of buyers, there is just nothing to stop it until it bumps into where there are just no more buyers left. And at this particular point, you've got, look at this monthly chart of Core Mining. You can go back to 2011, and when that was that last high that I was looking at in the gold contract. But this is silver. This is Core Mining. Silver, 37.59 was the high back in April of 2011. In the interim, it's gone all the way down to 1.62, then it bounced up to the 12 or 13 area, then it came down to 2.02 in October of 2023, and here it is at 11. So this is just, if this is just the, let's just treat this as a long, let me just get it right here. I'm going to have to take this. I don't want to make it too messy. But all of these left side, right side price time matches is what we were looking at in the measured move, and then it broke. It's broken this Chapman wave inside track repellent zone for the long term. But this is the level that we'd be looking at now. And that says, if I want you to just do an equal move from the left side to the right side in the monthly chart of CDE, Core Mining, let's just do this. Look, we go from there to there and there to there. And that's this month. So that says, that's impossible. We're looking at 15.49. All right, so I would have to choose another candle. So the candle I would have to choose then is probably just moving it 1 or 2 bars to the right, and that would take you to maybe September. That's a possibility. But isn't this amazing? Look how much room. If this is just, the longer the base, the higher the space, or whatever the expression is. I like to say a measured move from one axis to another. And if that's the case, you're looking at something quite spectacular. That just gets too carried away. I don't like to do that. I like to go one step at a time. And the one step at a time says that silver's doing very well, and it's actually leading gold in many ways. Isn't that interesting? We've had a reversal of fortune for the gold bugs. It's now the silver bugs. Just want to see whether we're starting to tank. Right at the 200-period moving average of 63.80 in the 10-minute chart. Ooh, look at that. That's quite a move. From the high today of 64.26 to where we are right now, 64.26. We're at 63.80. So the little sell signal I had right there, this is the pink 9-period moving average. That's good. All right, next thing I want to look at is... so that's CDE. A question came into the den. Yesterday, I'm sorry, I did not get to it. It was the dollar. It was 2 days ago, and I spoke about it, but I didn't spend time on it. I had said that when this was moving up about a week or so ago, I said, if you think about this, looks like it's a D. But underneath previous highs, you can fade it a C. So all I'm anticipating is that if this is the dollar is going to, and I had a target, remember I had that left side target of 90.32. Well, it went right through to 100, about 100.22 for the dollar. But what I'd said is if it starts to pull back to go to a D, you really should be stopping at about 99.40. And it never did. It went right through it. And that's why I said it has the character of a peak D. But since you're way above other peaks, this can fail. How many times does it fail as a peak C or a D or a B? I'm sorry. So the dollar is just going wishy-washy right now. Look at the EUR USD. It's down 0.003 at 1.1622. It's just kind of struggling here. It did make a peak F in the weekly chart. This is the euro-dollar currency pair. Wait a minute. What have we got? So USD JPY, usually the yen follows the dollar in direction, but not necessarily in price. Dow's down 130 points. 130, S&P is now only up 7. So look, you've got a peak D in the US dollar, Japanese yen. Well, if that's the case, you've got a D in the daily, a D in the weekly. If there's no new high this week, and it doesn't look like there will be, I'm watching this very closely because it seems to me that gold and silver have taken the place. And now I want you to just quickly look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 1,006, just back in that range. I'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks. So just to do with the mining stocks, we've got a question about HL. This is Heckler Mining. Done. Oh, good gap up to the upside, up 17%, up 105 at $7.15, tooting on at the 615 area yesterday. Yeah, this is leg C in the weekly chart. My eye says that there's a good chance that the peak that was made in that's the 25th of October last year of 767 at that peak F could see a brand new test. 767, what's the high today? 735, yeah. And if there was a measured move, I'd have to take it from there. That should be by within a week. There should be a test of that level, and if it goes 1 penny above 767 in the monthly chart, it starts a leg D. And if you're looking at the bigger picture, the major high that was made was back in, I think it was June or July of last year. June of 2021 at 939. And this thing goes way back. It goes back to highs that were made. I remember Tom talking about this way back, 2008. It hit, what was that? 13.06. So it's got a very choppy history, but it's making a huge cup formation, and that's very important. A key support will be on the shorter term. Let me just go to this in the daily chart. This is A, V. Okay, this is very interesting. Oh, no, that's where it starts. A, B, C. Oh, there's your C. Okay, and then it goes A, B, C, I. I need to show this chart to a couple of people just to show Chapman wave methodology. Look, that's an A, B, C, D. Even though it took it out, it started from that early thing. And so this is an overlapping D right here. Overlapping D, and that says, all right, now you've got to be a little careful because the objective of an overlapping wave that goes to a D says it could pull back a little bit. So the key support is down to about 650, but right now it's holding really well. This is Heckler Mining. HL is the symbol. Okay, now I need to get to some questions. Am I skipping out? TLT, just real quickly, TLT is holding well. I think it's actually going to go to try for a leg D. In the 88.50s, and that will be very important. And then the market's going to say, oh, wait a minute, the Fed's going to lower rates. That means that means that the economy is very weak. All of a sudden, they'll get the recession fears. But we'll see what happens. Okay, now I've got questions that I want to go through. I'm going to go through them in order here. Okay, got that. Strong earnings. Yeah, C, core strong earnings. Okay. All right, let's go. Basil, could you look at, no, there was one before. Your thoughts? BSX, the Boston Scientific. So this is one I followed for years and years and years, decades actually. It's trading up 13 cents at 103.06. Look at this monthly chart, how it's walked the 9-period moving average. It has Chapman wave instant restart. So this could be a G/C in the monthly chart right now. It's a peak C in the weekly chart. And now look at this. I want you to stall just for a little bit. So this is part of what I'm going to do in my webinar. I'm going to show those of you who use Chapman wave methodology, I'm going to show you something that I need to review because it's really important. Look, I keep saying this is the starting low right here. That means every peak in the Chapman wave methodology needs to be counted. So that becomes peak A, that becomes peak B. That's a peak C if you do it without listening to what I always say, which is start the count and every peak gets counted. Therefore, this becomes gray A right here. I'm not going to change the color, but it's gray A. This becomes a gray B. This becomes a gray C. And lo and behold, what do you have? It doesn't go peak B to peak C. You'd miss this whole move because it's actually a peak D, and now you've got a down arrow. This is so important. It gets you to your goal in the most efficient manner. And that's really it. So I think that Boston Scientific is stalling right now. I've spoken about it ages. Every time I mention it, I say, oh, it looks great. One of the companies like Thermo Fisher, that's here in the Boston area that I'm always following, but we actually haven't had it, Boston Scientific. But look at this, all-time high just 3 weeks ago, stalling a little bit, 9-period moving average in the weekly is still good, monthly is fantastic. I think it's still going to go higher. My objective would be that it gets to the 110s sometime in September. That's kind of what I'm looking at. But in the meantime, it could pull back. It could even touch 100. But that should be key support because if it breaks that, 97 is the 200-period exponential moving average. Right now, it's holding quite nicely. If it's able, by today's Thursday, right? By Monday or Tuesday, if it's able just to tag the 9-period moving average at about 103.90 to 104, that's really good. If, in fact, it starts to, any day it's holding below 102.50 for 60 minutes, watch out, it'll test yesterday's low. So it's just it's in a digestive phase right now. Next question came in. Long term, this is a fantastic stock. Bitcoin, it was at BTC. I'll do them both. So if you're looking at Bitcoin, and we're long still for quite some time now with the IBIT, the iShares of Bitcoin. This is a nice move up. It was really important that it did it today. Why? Because it wants to get back into the rectangle formation. You don't want to keep making lower lows and lower highs. That 123,615 all-time high from around about the 14th of July, well, it's just stalled. In the weekly chart, it's just a digestive session. So I like Bitcoin. I know people are talking about Ethereum, Grayscale, Ethereum, ETH had a big gap up today, 36.02, up $1.32. I would not be surprised if there is some kind of rotation from the GBTC, which is the Bitcoin fund. Oh, why haven't I got... What happened to the notation? Anyway, it doesn't matter. From the Bitcoin fund, which really follows exactly the Bitcoin itself, the futures. And I would not be surprised in this rotational aspect that I think we're in right now, that we actually start to see the Bitcoin, the money, also filter into others. And I think that the Grayscale Ethereum, I've been following it for a little while. It's holding very nicely. It's potentially making a cup and a handle formation in the weekly chart. But all I can say is 32 is going to be key support in the next week. And if it closes above 37.50, that is really good because the high that we're looking at is the high of the 20th of December of last year at 38.78. A break above 38.78 says, you know what? This is now as much a participant as Bitcoin, and it could even start to be more of one. And now what I'm looking at, BTC, because I wasn't sure if JB in the Den was asking about BTC or Bitcoin. BTC is really good. This is an IPO just in 2024 in the 20s, and here it is at 51. Yeah, not a bad. I'll do. I won't do anything now. I'm not going to take time. This is a Grayscale Bitcoin mini something. Oh, that's what it looks like. Okay, that's BTC. I'll be back in a moment. BC is going to be back in a moment. Dow's down 138.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi, Rhodes. I want to go in order of the questions that have come in, but I need to just do this quickly. This is GE, made a 277 round. What people talk about, what are you looking for when you're looking for some kind of a top? Well, what I was looking for is round numbers. I was looking for something that would envelop the market in this dark news, and we haven't got that yet, but I think it's getting close to something like that, but it hasn't got it. A bunch of things. So GE is off that 277 all-time round number high. It's at 270 right now. I had a question about Robinhood. Where's that? Robinhood right now is up sharply, up 5 at 110.70. So it's upsetting for us because we still have our position from 16s, but we haven't added to it. And even this sharp pullback to 93 5 or 6 sessions ago would have been another opportunity to get to further increase the position, but we didn't do that. But this is excellent action. This is all part of the clues I look for some kind of toppy action. Next question came in about Costco. What was the question? How badly will the new restrictions on EBT impact these retail stores, Coca-Cola and Pepsi? Let's just do Costco. Costco's spiking higher today. It's gone to a leg B. I looked at some of these the other day. Costco, though, I looked at Walmart, but Costco, I didn't see this. This is very nice bounce. But the monthly chart looks fabulous. Weekly charts pull back a little bit. I'd like to see the 9 period get back again. All I can say is that if Costco holds 965 support in going into early next week, and actually just even tags doesn't have to hold there. It's at 976 today. Had a 982.00 round number high. If it's able to get to 985 by Monday, I think that's good action. Then it says, this is a place that's going to benefit from whatever is going on now. I looked at Walmart yesterday. Walmart was doing very nicely. Look at that huge move up, giving back a little bit today, almost all-time high. This is very good action. And WBA, this is such a surprise to me. I thought they were taken over. I thought they were taken private, but evidently they're still there. I was shocked because I would have liked this. I said that I think CVS and Walgreens versus Walgreens Boots are going to start doing much better now, and they have. Look at this fabulous action in the daily. Look at the weekly, much improved, but it's gone to a leg D, way below that previous peak C. But look at the monthly; it's just horrible. But wow, that's a great. I mean, going from 1120 to 1180 doesn't sound like much, but look at the nice effort it's done. Anyway, I'm watching it. We don't have a position. I'm just watching it closely. Next question came in. So Costco, as I say, I'd only go by price. And the price, those are the levels I'd be looking at. Next question came in. Could I look at... Yes, the BTC, actually BTC turned out to be the same thing. Thank you, JB. The next question I had was for myself, FXI. This is the FXI's trading, where is it trading? It's trading down 6 cents. It made a peak C in the weekly chart, up near the previous highs. It was a leg D in the monthly chart. Yeah, I'd say that I think that it's just stuck between 38.30. It's at 37.73 right now, and at 37. But if it takes out 36.50, that's a big problem. But right now, it's kind of stuck in no man's land, no person's land. Sorry. Then I wrote down HLF. I wrote this down last night because I wanted to look at it, and lo and behold, I can't remember who it is. Someone read my mind this morning and had it in the den to look at. I can't remember. I can't find it right now. This is Robert Half. Of course, I used to have this. This is Herbalife. HLF. No, it wasn't that. It was RHI. Sorry, this is Herbalife not doing anything, so let's not forget that. RHI. Is that Robert Half? Yeah, Robert Half. Look at that. This is Robert Half Inc. Staffing and Talent Solutions. So I have this going to a long time. We spoke about this, I don't know how long. And I said they're probably just in the fashion is that they're old-fashioned. They haven't gone to the new fashion. That's why they're losers, going from the 120s back in 2022 all the way to 34 right now. But the whole thing is I had a left side, right side price time match going to the low of March of 2020 to 32.38. What's the low today? 34.74, and it's 3 months late, but it's very close to that level. And I've got a trend line here that's going to 29.16 actually over the next month. Ooh, Robert Half, right. I can't remember. Was that the question? I thought that was the question that I had. RHI. So the next thing that we want to look at here is, I got that. XPEV. XPEV. Is that the EV? Yep, that's the Chapman Inc. Designs, develops, manufactures smart EVs. Nice move up, peak A, peak B, peak C. Leg D, if there's no new high today, it'll be a peak D. Yes, this is in that counter trend move. I said it's one of the better charts in the EV sector that I've been seeing. It's Chinese, going to a leg D. That means that it's 19.45 up 17 cents. The 1880s is really important support, but if it can tag 19, I don't know if it can do that. If it can tag, no, I think it needs to close above the high of 1995 that was made on the 24th of June. If it's able to do that, now that H to M pattern in the weekly chart says great, because now you can start to look at the highs going all the way into the 20s. All right, that's that. Next question I had was, where did it go? Zeta? Z-E-T-A? Why am I looking at Zeta? Zeta Global Holdings. Oh, I know what I want to look at. Yeah, that's what it was. Zeta Global Holdings Corporation, down 96 cents at 1927. Yes, it did make that leg D. I think we spoke about this yesterday. Zeta Global Holdings, marketing, tech company, and platform. Did I just do this by myself, or did I talk about it yesterday? I got it all notated. Leg D in the weekly chart. Yeah, could be pulling back a little bit right now. FTNT, okay, did that. 646 or 460. Is that me? So I must have been talking about Costco. C-O-S-T. C-O-S-T. Yeah, huh. No, that wasn't Costco. It must have been Walmart. What am I talking about? Are you talking to me? Did you mean 646 or 460? If I make a difference, a mistake like that, it's obviously the closest number to whatever it is we were looking. It's gap up and sell. And maybe it's not me. Okay, maybe you're talking to somebody else. I thought it was me. So look at this. The SMHs, semiconductors, pull back a little bit from the gap up at 568, right up 568 at 292.14. So the question was, is this going to be a one-off? Are we looking at the semiconductors really having a problem? Or are we looking at, this is actually great news for the semis? Because I don't know how this 100%, who's going to be impacted by the 100% tariffs? Because if the ones that are really, the ones that count, if they're prepared to put up fabs here in the USA, then they don't do that. I don't know. I'll do some work when we return. I'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Chinese Internet ETF, KWEB is the symbol, 35.87, down 9 cents right now. It made a peak up in 37s, dived down to 34, and now it's trading at 35.87. I think it's stuck between 36.50 and 35. If it closes under 35, that 200-period moving average is going to be like a magnet right there in the weekly chart. It could it could hang around there for quite a bit. So I just think that we're looking at these kind of testing the waters to see how much further they can go up, but I also think you've got to be careful. So we're being very selective. We chose a stock today that I wanted to get only on a pullback. It went much higher. Now it's starting to pull back, and it's in the area of GPUs. As I'm not used to this particular. I've followed the stock, but we'll see. I'm being very selective on the long side. As I say, we are still short the Dow from just off the high. We were short the S&P at exactly the day of the high. Got stopped out. So I know some people held it, but I am pretty strict. We did get stopped out either for a little bit of a gain or a little bit of a loss. It had a great gain in between because we were short for that big move down to the low on Friday. But in the meantime, we can always get back in. I'm not in any rush to go long. I wanted some short position, at least one, and we've got it. We might add another one tomorrow. But I do think that we're in this digestive phase. Look at this Dow chart. That is exactly what I was saying. At peak A or peak B, that's where you start to get a pullback. And this is going to be very important. I don't know where we'll close, but I'm following it very closely. And my webinar coming up on Tuesday discusses this exact thing, how if you can get the ictus, the turn at the top, it's really important because it gives you some comfort. And what do you do after that? And talking about money management, sectors that I'm looking at that should be really good by sometime in August on some kind of a pullback, etc. So have a great day. I'll be back to do the 3 to 4 o'clock show for Tommy. That'll be the Tom O'Brien show. And check out my Opening Call Daily Newsletter. Please check the front page to see what I'm doing for my webinar on Tuesday. For subscribers, have a great rest of the day. I'll see you a little